This series was funded by great viewers just like you over on Patreon. Check out the description or end of the video to hear how you can take part in making the show even more amazing. Hey everyone, Gaijin Goombah here, and welcome to another episode of Which Ninja, a series that looks at media's most popular shinobi to see which are good and which are bad. And today's topic of interest is actually the ninja that got this show started in the first place.
Some of you guys might remember way back in 2014, we did a game exchange episode breaking down every ninja in gaming we could find to see if there was at least one superior ninja in gaming. And we blew through a lot of them too. Strider, Hayabusa, Yuffie, Ibuki, and none of them really matched up to be the picture-perfect shinobi. Until we came across a ninja game that completely changed everything. Mark of the Ninja. And yeah, you could say I was pretty happy to stumble on it. This guy and this game were everything a good ninja experience is supposed to be. Manipulating light and sound to distract enemies, combat as a last resort, and highly inefficient as you're easily overwhelmed. Your tools are what get you out of the binds, not hiding bodies will get your enemies alerted and looking for you, and no one, not even the player, knows the true name of the marked ninja, keeping literally everything about him a secret. And apparently that's what the game's developer Clay was going for.
Yep, they were actually pretty impressed with our brief breakdown of their game. So much so that they sent us a figure of their titular protagonist with all of the dev's signatures, which, holy crap, even to this day we haven't gotten something this nice from a dev. Since then, because of that video, hundreds of supportive, loving patrons, and this game, Which Ninja was made into a reality.
So when we heard Mark of the Ninja was getting a massive update with its remastered edition, how could we not devote an episode to the game that started this entire series? Besides, our quip about the game was only 30 seconds long and completely lacked any sort of detail. But now we got resources, tons of books, museum experiences, online research materials. Finally, we can factually prove that our marked boy is the real deal. Oh my gosh, are you really about to insinuate that the marked ninja isn't a real ninja?
Well, we wouldn't be doing our job if we didn't address some doubts.
Alright then, let me go over just a handful of things that makes this boy legit. Use of Kaginawa grappling hooks, one of the Shinobi no Dokubu, aka tools that no ninja would be without. Firecracker noisemakers used to distract guards, which are a direct parallel to the Hyakudaiju rapid succession firecrackers and the Bakuchiku bamboo firecrackers. Smoke bombs, which correlate to real-life ninja use Torinoku, which could produce all kinds of different smokes and powders with unique debilitations. Armored sleeves and reinforced cloth, which are connected to the real-life Kusari Katabira and Shinobi Kachu armors, chain and plate mail respectively, that ninja wore underneath their shozoku. Soft cloth tabi, which originate from Shinobi tabi and their extra puffy cotton bottoms to reduce sound during movement. Caltrops, aka makibishi, which are not used for escape but area control and enemy manipulation, which is exactly what our marked ninja does in game. Bow shurikens use as distraction tools and not lethal weapons. What more do you want?
Dogs.
Dogs?
Dogs! In Mark of the Ninja, you not only have to deal with heavily armed and armored guards, but also canines that can sniff you out in a huge radius. And your only answer to the four-legged threat is to karate chop them in the back of the head.
Yeah? And?
Well, for one, trying to stealthily smack a dog in the back of the neck in real life is almost next to impossible, and two, Ninja had so many more creative answers to guard dogs. According to the Bansen Chukai's third Inin scroll, it was advised for Ninja to sneak out to the location that the dogs were guarding 2 or 3 nights prior to infiltration and feed them toasted onigiri laced with poison, which would kill them in a matter of hours. A few pages in, and the scrolls also suggest bringing portable fences to keep the dogs trapped.
That seems unnecessarily cruel.
Don't worry, there's less aggressive methods. Other texts I've seen suggest that Ninja would sometimes befriend the dog with food, or at the very least feed it to a point of lethargy. It might have been kinda cool if the game had something a bit more unique when it came to interacting with the canine enemies. Maybe some sleepy food, or better yet, a way to befriend the dog so they attack your enemies.
Fair, but that would also mean another thing tacked onto an already long list of techniques and items. And I, for one, wouldn't want to get rid of a single one, especially items like the Hisamu Terror Dart, a poison-tipped dart that sends enemies into a frenzied panic and sometimes causing friendly fire, and 100% plausible for real ninja to use. It's no secret that ninja were masters of chemistry and crafted their own poisons, especially considering how easy it was to get the necessary compounds. According to the Shoninki, one of the big 3 ancient texts of ninja techniques, strychnine, an odorless powder toxin, could be extracted from all kinds of seemingly harmless plants such as apple, plum, and cherry trees, and used to devastating effect. Amygdalin, another strong toxic poison, was even easier to get considering it's extracted from unripe ume plum fruit. And there's a ton of ume trees in Japan.
Yeah, but is there a toxin native to Japan that could induce extreme hallucinations at a rapid rate?
There is. The Beni Tengu Take, or red tengu mushroom. These things are loaded with ibotenic acid and mucimol, which get enough in your bloodstream and you're tripping like there's no tomorrow. So while there may not be disclosed instructions in either the Bansen Shukai, Ninpiden, or Shoninki, the big three aforementioned texts, it's still entirely possible that Ninja could have created and used hallucinogenic poisons taken from plants like the Beni Tengu Take.
You know, speaking of terrifying hallucinations, there was one other aspect of Mark of the Ninja that got me kinda curious: psychological manipulation. In-game, by stringing up bodies, you can actually scare the ever-loving crap out of guards, making them far easier to dispatch and even cause friendly fire. And yeah, it's been proven that ninja would capitalize off of their opponent's fear using things like terrifying masks, but actual ninja psychological manipulation goes a lot further than that. In conjunction to their Taoist and Buddhist roots, Shinobi were trained to not only recognize but manipulate the 5 emotions of fear, joy, anger, sorrow, and fun, and they would especially prey on a target's desires. And in all honesty, more often than not, ninja would actually befriend more enemies than they would terrify, with the best examples of this coming from the Shoninki. 2 techniques, the Mumo no Izeki and the Hito o Tekira Zaru no Narai, were concepts of manipulating enemies through reciprocity. Humans typically have the desire to reciprocate favors done for them, so ninja would extract all kinds of information from people by simply doing nice things for others. Crazy, right? Kinda makes me wonder what Mark of the Ninja could have done if there were more emotions to manipulate in-game.
You know, speaking of mechanics, I just realized there's one very important mechanic in this game that we've never been able to address in the year that we've done Witch Ninja. Freaking lockpicking.
Holy crap, you're right. Lockpicking is actually a critical component to this game, considering there are a lot of parts you gotta pick fast and move. And when it comes to real-life ninja who were also often pressed for time, they too weren't without an arsenal of lock-busting tools.
First of all, when it came to breaking and entering, you couldn't go wrong with the Karakuri Kagi and the Ban no Kagi, or universal keys as they were called. Though they were little more than a tension wrench and a pick, Ninja had a plethora of sizes to utilize to break into any lock. But hey, sometimes that takes too much time, right? Well, that's what the Kuroro Kagi is for. A long metal hook used to quickly get through the bulky padlocks of most storehouses. Kinda like a skeleton key. But say you still can't get that stupid lock open. Well, bust out the Tatami Nomi and get to chiseling. No lie, this was the tool to straight up break locks. So yeah, it's no wonder that the Mark Ninja can seemingly get through any lock he comes across. Not sure about those flesh-eating scarabs he uses though. Don't quite remember any jutsus that cause bugs to eat their targets alive.
Well, to be fair, a decent chunk of the game takes place in General Arabia, and ninjas were certainly not above using animals, especially insects, as a tool for diversion. In fact, under the Jiton Jippo category of escape jutsus, using insects like Japan's ever-popular Hachi hornets would be classified as a Chuton no jutsu, or techniques of bugs and pests. So, although the insects in-game might be fictional, the utilization of them by ninja was certainly not.
Speaking of jutsus, you might not believe it, but the core mechanics that make Mark of the Ninja such a solid stealth game are in themselves jutsus. Out of all of the ways you can stealth around in the game, the one that Mark of the Ninja really stresses is sound manipulation. Everything you do, from running, to striking surfaces, to rustling animals, all of it generates sound that manipulates your enemies, each one being a great example of Jogeon Jutsu, or the technique of manipulating sound.
Even still, I'd say the most consistent thing you're doing in Mark of the Ninja is looking for pathways. Either to get to an objective, get around an enemy, or trying to reach collectibles, and guess what? That is a technical jutsu as well, specifically Monomi no Jutsu, or the technique of observation, wherein the ninja trains their senses to always look for a way in and out subconsciously.
See, that just proves my point. I think Mark of the Ninja is the perfect ninja game despite being set in modern times. Everything about it, from its broad mechanics to its upgrades to even the mystery of the main character. All of these things encapsulates even the most esoteric concepts of historical shinobi. So how accurate do you think Mark of the Ninja is when it comes to real ninja culture?
Honestly, I'd have to give it a 9 out of 10 stars. It's damn near close to perfect, and in my heart is a 10 out of 10 game for sure. But if I had to ninja nitpick, and for this show I do, I think there are just 1 or 2 mechanics the game could utilize right out of the history books that would elevate it just a tad more.
Well, screw you, I'm giving it a 10. Given the amount of time and research Clay went into when it came to the making of this perfect ninja stealth platformer and everything we've uncovered, I think they've earned it. But you know, a lot of people have been complaining we only cover good ninja on this show. When do you think the patrons will vote on a bad one?
Oh, don't worry about that. They already have. But thanks for watching, everyone. Like we said, this show was 100% sponsored by our patrons, and we want to give a very special thanks to each and every one of you guys for supporting this show. Otherwise, I hope you join us at twitch.tv/Gaijin Goombah every Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday at 7 p.m. US Central as we break down culture and gaming live. And also, if you guys are in the Washington, D.C. area, I'm actually going to be at Anime USA from October 19th through the 21st, so I hope to see you guys there. But if you can't wait for either of those, we recently did another Witch Ninja on a new Shinobi to the indie scene, The Messenger. Or check out some of our videos breaking down culture and anime. We've been branching out as of late. But until next time everyone, this is Gaijin Goombah, signing out.